Okay, welcome everybody to this class. Like I explained to you earlier, we are trying to set up our virtual learning environment, and then this is part of it. I'm so glad to have you here. We have this course today, and that is a MBA 833, Industrial Relations. I know you have heard of industrial relations before. I don't know who understands what industrial relations is all about. Before I go on to tell you what industrial relations is all about, I wish that one of you will just tell me something about industrial relations. Whether it's maybe from a layman's language or what you think industrial relations mean. Something. Are you there?
Oh, sure. I am.
When we say industrial relations, what do we mean? Good.
Industrial relations, from my very, very limited understanding, would have to do with like I don't know, maybe relationship between across industries. I don't even know if that makes sense, but you know.
It's making a whole lot of sense. It's making a whole lot of sense. Industrial relations, you know, you can say it borders on employee-employer relationship. We do understand the workplace. The essence of this is to enhance employee satisfaction, to enhance industrial peace, and to maintain industrial growth. It's very important that there's this cordial relationship between the employer and the employee in an establishment. So this is the essence of industrial relations. So let's quickly go to, I don't want to take so much of your time. Let's quickly go to
okay, that's fine.
The basis of industrial relations. The basis of industrial relations. We know, we can see that in industrial relations, the two parties, they coexist and then they interact in the course of the day-to-day operations of the organizations. And then the relationship between the employer and the employee is what can be described as contractual. It's contractual in nature. Please, can somebody tell me, before I go on, I want this class to be as interactive as possible. So if anything you can contribute, whatever your opinion, no matter how you feel it sounds, I want you to feel free to express yourself in this class. So now, when I say contractual in nature, who can help? Dr. Okezie, are you there? The relationship between the employee and employer is contractual. You know, it's just like a contract. In a contract, you know, oh, do you want to say something?
You said the relationship is contractual.
You're welcome, soft. Yeah, called soft, okay. So, go on.
Yeah, what's the question again?
I said that the relationship between the employer and the employee is contractual in nature. So what do we really mean by that when we say the relationship is contractual in nature?
Okay, the relationship is contractual in nature, meaning that there is a contract, an agreement between the employer and the employee, as the case may be.
Yeah. So in an an establishment, you know, when you are being employed, you have your responsibilities, you have your duties, there are things you are bound to do. And then on the other hand, the employer has a lot to do for you, which the remuneration is part of it. So it's like a contract, you know. You can call it, some people may begin to see it as a servant as a, like a servant-master relationship. This is your boss, you're gonna work for him and you're being paid for the job done. So that is one. Then the essence of industrial relation is to, to enhance industrial peace and organizational growth, which is very important. So you can also see or note that is a tripartite nature. The relationship is tripartite in nature. What do we mean? When you say that something is tripartite in nature, is, like it's shared by, or it involves like three parties. So the relationship now involves the employee, it involves the employer, and as well the government. Do you understand? And the position of the government here is like, a regulator or a protector of the workers' rights, because a lot of things happen and the workers need that protection, in the workplace. So you can see that the government stands there to protect or to regulate the affairs of the employer. And then we should also note that the position of the government is also like a watchdog, over the relationship between the employer and the employee in that workplace. So you have now seen that these things are important. Permit me to share my screen at this point.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Are we here?
Oh, yeah, sure, we are. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, take a look at this and you can see that what industrial or employee relations is all about. Meanwhile, industrial relations can also be called employee relations. So taking a look at this first exhibit, you can see the link. That link, you can see how the employee is linking up to an employer, the government is attached, and probably this trade union as well. You'll get to understand all this and the course of this as we go on in this course. So the basis, we have described the basis to you. I'm trying to be a bit fast. Take a look at this. You can see you have employees, you have employers, the government, employers association, trade unions, courts and tribunals. They are all part of industrial relations. It now depends on who are the primary, the primary stakeholders and those that are the secondary. So now, let's look at the essence of industrial relations around the, the following. The essence of industrial relation will always have to do with determination of general conditions of service, which it borders on discipline. In topic 2, we're going to deal with discipline, and then you will understand what discipline, the role discipline has to play in industrial growth. Then maintaining a stable workforce, maintaining an ideal level of productivity, providing welfare facilities for workers, and so on. Take a look at this. You can see the parties involved in industrial relations. You can see we have the primary parties, which involves employees, employers, and then government. Then the other parties, just like I mentioned, are employers association, the trade unions, the courts, tribunals, and so on and so forth. So now, talking about the role of employees in industrial relations, the role of employees in industrial relations, you can now see we have punctuality. One may begin to wonder what's the business of punctuality with industrial relations? Can somebody clear the air, please? Why should punctuality be part of it? Why should punctuality bring about industrial peace? Why should punctuality actually be what affects, in industrial relations as a whole? Who's going to help me here? Are we here?
Yeah, sure. The question wasn't clear. I think I had some network issue.
Okay, I said talking about the role of employees in industrial relations, we said the punctuality, the role of punctuality. How does it affect in industrial relations when somebody is punctual and then you say, do you understand?
So I think it speaks to your commitment, your level of commitment to the job you are there to do generally.
Sure, that is very true. You know, lateness and unpredictable kind of attendance, you know, can cause difficulties for employers. You know, people who exhibit poor punctuality, they are a burden to the rest of the work group. You agree with me? And then the next one, you have ethical behavior. Ethical behavior is very important for anyone to, you know, understand. What and what do we mean, or what and what do we call behavior? What behaviors do we say are ethical? You know, good ethical behaviors will always include things like conducting, you know, proper dealings with customers, with clients and suppliers. You know, no conflict of interest or any kind of fraud. You talk about responding to competitors' behavior without, you know, without kind of transgressing the law. Then complying with governmental regulations is very important. You have providing good products or services. I want you to name others. I can't give you everything. What are those things that you can say are ethical behaviors? Examples. Give me examples of the things that can be ethical behaviors, please. I just want you to interact with me. I don't want to be talking alone. Providing support to a work colleague, providing good quality of work, and so on. Okay, so let's go to obedience. Obedience, you know, employees are expected actually to be obedient to all kind of lawful, you know, orders. You obey your managers, you ensure that you do that. But actually, you must ensure that whatever obedience will be in line to the law. Don't obey when there's, you know, when it's against the law, you don't obey. So that is part of it. So the next thing, let's go on. The role of employers in industrial relations. We have employers have got roles to play in industrial relations, which you can see. I can just pick two of them: managing the trade union activities, management of workers' grievances, and that is it. As we move on, you can see many of them here: fostering team building and impersonal relations among workers. And then the trade unions also will always play roles in industrial relations. You can see ensuring good relations between workers and management, obtaining better conditions of service for its members, and we have others. You can even see giving financial support to its members. So now, let's look at this exhibit. You can see trade unionism at play. Taking a look at this, you can see that there are different, that you can see synergy in action. Different hands coming together, different people coming to, you know, join as a group in order to achieve a particular goal or goals. An employee cannot do certain things himself, but by the time the union, you know, when the union comes together, you can see that what happens is there will be results in whatever area and whatever problem is solved, because they are coming together to achieve that. So you can see the importance of trade unionism. Then, most importantly, let's also look at the basis of government intervention in industrial relations. The government can always intervene. They act as the third party, like I told you earlier, like a watchdog, you know. And then there's something we have to make clear here. Naturally, every employee is driven by that desire to maximize, every employer is driven by that desire to maximize profits. You agree with me? Their primary goal is to maximize profits. And then you can see also that the employers are haunted by fears of employment. They don't have anybody to, speak for them. This job, they must do it, whether it's convenient or not, whether it's conducive or not, whether the conditions of service is palatable, whether the job satisfaction is there or not. But you can see that they don't have an option because this is their only means of livelihood. So they go ahead and continue. So you see where government will come in, because they know that the employer is interested in the profit, and then sometimes the employee is interested in cutting corners and so on. So now you can see that there is this kind of latent or manifest antagonism among the two parties, and it's occasioned by the fact that their respective, everybody has interest, their respective interests are at variance. This is what I want, but this is what the employer wants, but this is what the employee wants. So it's kind of a clash. They are not the only time you can say that they have a common goal is that the employee knows that if this company folds, his or her means of livelihood is gone. So everybody strives to ensure at least that there is a productivity in an establishment. So government intervention will ensure the following things: protection of workers' rights and privileges in the workplace, which provision of conducive environment, industrial harmony and societal progress. And then you can see I want to show you what government intervention can do here. Can you take a look at this exhibit? Taking a look at this exhibit, you will see the hand coming, like, trying to pull up or pull down or alter something to change. It shows, it signifies the power of the government to change things, to always amend things. Is it the employer that is misbehaving? The government calls the employer to order. And if it's the employee, it's the same way. So governments will always intervene in industrial relations. And we can see from what I've shown you, okay, I can see you, Kenneth Kingsley. Welcome to this class. Can you hear me? You can unmute yourself. I really need somebody. So let me stop. Just 1 minute. Okay. Let me stop sharing actually. Okay. Can you see me now? I hope you're all seeing me. I want to be sure.
Yes,
I'm not just talking. Okay, very good.
Yes, ma'am, I was seeing you.
I can see happiness.
I am seeing
I
you.
can see happiness. Happiness, you're welcome to the class. I can see in Phoenix, is it in Phoenix Hot something? I can see you also. So now, I want you to understand something now as we go on. Let us, having given you the role of the employee, an employer, the trade union, and then the government, I really want somebody to talk to me now. I really want somebody to tell me what he or she gathered from this. Remember, the topic is the basis of industrial relations. And we've been able to let you understand how the employer and the employee, the trade union and the government, how they have one thing or the other to contribute to industrial relations. So now, happiness, are you there? You can unmute yourselves, please. You can unmute yourselves now.
Yes, ma. Yes, ma. Good evening, ma.
You're welcome. I'm seeing only one person. All of you refuse that I'll see your faces, but no problem. Maybe by tomorrow I'll see your faces. Having said all that, since the employers in industrial, organizations they are all too powerful, with their intimidating might to hire and to fire. They can always hire, they can always fire. Have you seen it now? So it means that the employers are at their mercies, and so what happens? It is the onerous responsibility of the government to ensure protection of the workers' rights, and privileges in the workplace. Does anybody do you have anything to tell me? Okay, Infinite Thought, I can see you. Thank you. At least let me see your face. That's good. Who has something to tell us before I conclude? Who has something to tell us? I'm waiting. You must tell me something. Somty, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay. I want to Well, we had a little network issue here. I don't know if you can hear me now. I don't know if you can hear me now. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
You can hear me now. Okay, it's really network.
I'm hearing you.
Okay, that's good. So now, in conclusion, anyway, we have, highlighted the basis of industrial relations. The meaning of industrial relations. We have considered along the various areas of responsibility of the employee and employer in trade union, the government, and then the management in practice and in industries and all that. We have seen all that. We have taken a look at the role of government, the role of employees, the role of employers, that of trade union, that of government as well. And we can say that industrial relation of essence is very important in our organizations in order to bring about industrial peace, industrial harmony, industrial growth. Thank you very much for this. How many of us are here in this class? I want to quickly reward somebody in this class. I don't know why you people are not talking to me. I want to quickly reward somebody.
Yes, ma'am.
Very short class. So how do I do it? I'm going to ask you a very small question, and the person that gets the answer, please, you give me your phone number. I'm going to reward you instantly. Thank you for coming to this class, and thank you for understanding the essence of industrial relations. So now, to the rewards. Are you here?
Yes, ma'am.
You ready? Tell me if you're ready. Okay.
Already.
This reward, it's like teasing your brain a bit. I want to tease your brain. A little brain teaser. And whoever gets the answer will, take whatever reward. You have a cake. Please answer me if you're the first to get the answer. That's it. You have a cake in an organization. You have a cake, you are in an office, and you have a cake, and you're asked to share the cake amongst 8 people. It may be a round cake or square cake. You know how you have a cake, just a cake. So you're asked to share the cake amongst 8 people, but you're going to have to cut them only, you're going to, just with only 3 cuts. 8 equal parts, only 3 cuts. Who can tell me how you go about it? A cake to be shared equally amongst 8 people, only 3 cuts. How do we do it? Tease your brain. This is time for critical thinking. Happiness, are you ready? Once you're ready, let me know. Don't let me take back my reward. I don't want to go with my reward. I have to give it to somebody.
Well, I got the first line, then the next one will be 90 degrees from the first one, and the final one will be 45 degrees from the second one. So that will have 8 parts.
Please explain it to the layman so that they will understand that no, when you say 45 degrees and 90, they don't understand. So just describe.
Like a right angle triangle. Each part will be half of the right angle triangle.
No, just use a round cake. Use a round cake, for instance, so that it will be very easy to understand.
Now I want to eat cake. Okay.
Use a round cake. You intend to share it into 8 equal parts, but you're going to have only 3 cuts. Only 3.
So, like I said, when you divide, you cut it from end to end first time. Then you cut it like, should I say, like you're trying to draw a cross across the first line through the middle again. That will give you. Look.
What did you say? Something. What did you say? Yes, my dear, the network is bad. I know. Network is really bad. Your network, I can see. But we are waiting to see if it will get better.
It's cracking my brain.
Anybody?
Come and help us.
Okay, something is back. Please unmute yourselves. Unmute yourselves. I want to hear you. I want somebody to get the answer. When you're done, I think somebody was saying something, so, but it appears his network is bad. Okay. Maybe I'll help you. Or is anybody willing to? Chooks David, are you there?
What's the question? I just came in.
How do you cut a round cake with only 3 cuts into 8 equal parts?
Let me try.
Okay. Kingsley.
You cut it from the top, like the first cut from the top in the middle. Then you go again, like maybe X or cross. You bisect it, that's the second cross. Then that should be 4 pieces already. Then you put it in the middle.
How?
You cut it in the middle.
So you cut across again.
You cut the first one, then you cut across, then you cut in the middle.
Yes, she got it. Please just get me your phone number quickly for the reward.
Thank you very much.
Just call your number.
Okay. 081.
Okay.
450. 550.
Okay.
53.
All right. Thank you very much, Chicks David, Somti, Kenny, Chips, iPhone, Chips. Okay, I can see you. How are you? And Chooks Benito, Happiness Brown, thank you very much for your attention. Thank you so much. I really hope to see you. I really, Somti, are you saying something? Hello, are you saying something, Somti? Okay, thank you so much. See you same time tomorrow, just tomorrow, please. I appreciate you so much. Have a nice time. Bye.
Yeah.